Good evening, good evening. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new live edition episode of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I am your host for this evening, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So glad to be back on here. Hope everybody's been having a safe and blessed weekend so far. It's been good for me. It's been really, really good for me. But it's just a honor and a privilege to be back on here. Got a lot to talk about tonight. We got so much pro wrestling coming up. I'm going to preview the cards for New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion pay-per-view coming up. Or not pay-per-view, but big show coming up, which is tomorrow. We got CyberFight Festival 2022. I'll preview the card for that and give my predictions. I'll give an update on the current Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix Qualifier that's been going on. We're going to talk about the newly revealed AEW All-Atlantic Championship and the tournament that they're doing for that on AEW, and also they're getting prepared to start setting up for Forbidden Door, which is later this month. So there's that, and WWE is starting the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. They had one recently on SmackDown, so got a whole lot to talk about. So let's dive right on in. So first off, I want to start with the current standings of the Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix Qualifier. So let's look at the standings right now. So sitting at the bottom, still with no points, is Waka Tsukiyama. She's had only two matches, and she's lost both of them to Momokogo and Rina. So she's still looking for that first win. Tied at 1 point apiece are Hina and Saya Ida, which Hina recently had a loss to Mai Sakurai and a draw with Ruaka. And Saya Ida recently had a loss to Lady C and a draw with Ruaka. So, wow, Ruaka with 2 draws. Interesting. And speaking of which, we have a 6-way tie with 2 points. Ruaka, Rina, Momokogo, Miyu Amasaki, Mai Sakurai, and Lady C. So Ruaka, as I just said, has draws with both Saya Ida and Hina. So wow, that's interesting. Two draws. Your first 2 matches and it's 2 draws. It's crazy. And then Rina has a victory over Waka Tsukiyama and a loss to Ami Sourei. And then Momokogo, she has a loss to Miyu Amasaki, but a victory over Waka Tsukiyama. Miyu Amasaki has a victory over Momokogo, but a loss to Ami Sourei. Mai Sakurai has a win over Hina. So that's the only match she's had so far, just the win over Hina. And then Lady C has the 1 win over Saya Ida. So, wow, very impressive. Lady C's first match in this qualifier, she got the victory over Saya Ida. That's a big victory for Lady C, which I believe she got a submission victory over Saya Ida. That's a big deal for Lady C. So who knows, y'all? I think Lady C might end up doing enough to finish in the top 3, and that's a big deal for her. It's good to see her, start racking up more wins. And even in this qualifier tournament, I hope she gets a handful of wins. You know what I mean? I'd totally be down for that. And then sitting at the top right now with 4 points is Ami Sourei. She has 2 victories, one over Rina, one over Miyu Amasaki. So right now, Ami Sourei, undefeated. Lady C and Mai Sakurai are undefeated as well for now. But it's been an interesting start. Interesting start to this qualifier. Although I do wonder, I really, really hope that Waka Tsukiyama doesn't finish this qualifier with no victories, with no points even. Like that would suck so much. Like she's got to at least get one victory, at least in this qualifier. If she doesn't get at least one victory, I'll be really shocked. I'll be really shocked. I'm sorry, if Lady C can get a victory, Waka Tsukiyama can get a victory. I'm just saying. There's no reason why she should be finishing this qualifier with 0 points. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I mean, there's one thing, with having a winless record or whatnot, but it's like, come on. She's been getting better and better every match. I think it's time to have her booked. And this is a great starting point to have Waka get her first victory in this qualifier. So I really hope she at least gets one victory. But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. But interesting start to this qualifier. And like I said, it started June 4th and it will finish June 28th. And like I said, the top three end up qualifying for the 5-star Grand Prix tournament. So keep an eye on that. Looking forward to seeing the rest of the matches and seeing who takes those final 3 spots. All right, let's take a look at the card for New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion. So Dominion will be at Osaka-jo Hall. I'll go ahead and give my predictions. Let's take a look at the card. All right, we got a 6-man tag match. We have Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Master Wato, and Ryusuke Taguchi going up against Aaron Hanare, Francesco Akira, and TJP of United Empire. This is tough. But you know what? I am going to say United Empire gets the victory. So I'm picking them to get the victory. Okay. Next up, we have another 6-man tag. We have LIJ's Hiromu Takahashi, Tetsuya Naito, and Bushi taking on Taiji Ishimori, Ace Austin, and El Phantasmo of the Bullet Club. I'm picking the Bullet Club to win this match, and something tells me Bushi is going to eat the pin. We have a singles match. Toriano against Doc Gallows. Interesting matchup, but you know what? I'm gonna pick Toriano to get the victory over Doc Gallows, just with his funny shenanigans. All right, we have a never open weight 6-man tag team title opportunity, where House of Torture's Evil, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi making their 4th defense against Suzuki Gun's Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Zack Sabre Jr., and El Desperado. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not like House of Torture. I don't like House of Torture. But I just have a bad feeling some way, somehow, they're going to get the victory and retain. But man, I do not like House of Torture. I really don't like House of Torture. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Oh man. I just don't like House of Torture. I'm going to root for Suzuki Gun to become new champs, but it wouldn't surprise me if House of Torture won, but I do not like House of Torture. So I will be rooting for Suzuki Gun. All right, next up, the IWGP Tag Team Championships are on the line as the challengers will be Jeff Cobb and the Great Okarn. They get a rematch. They get a rematch against the current title holders of Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale of the Bullet Club. I mean, honestly, as much as I'd like to see Jeff Cobb and the Great Okarn win the titles back, I think Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens some way, somehow are going to retain. So I'm going to say Bullet Club retains. I hope I'm wrong, though. Okay. We got the big AEW Interim Championship elimination match. It will be the Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, taking on Hiroki Goto. The winner of this match will go on to AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door later in June to challenge for the interim AEW championship. I am pulling for Hiroki Goto. I've been wanting Hiroki Goto to... Personally, I've been wanting him to become IWGP World Heavyweight Champion for a long time, but don't see that happening. But I think it would be nice to have Goto on AEW on a platform like Forbidden Door. Because, I mean, we've seen the Ace quite a bit, especially New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, and, you know, made an appearance on AEW. Tanahashi probably will win, but I'm really going to be pulling for Hiroki Goto. The KOPW 2022 Championship, which is a no time limit, Taichi versus Shingo Takagi. I'm picking Shingo to win. I'm picking Shingo. We got the Never Openweight Championship on the line as Tama Tonga will make his first defense against the Machine Gun, Carl Anderson. This should be a really good match. I got a feeling this will be a really good match. But I'm going to pick Tama Tonga to retain. But I think this match is going to be a banger. Okay. We got the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship, which was just recently vacated, stripped from Juice Robinson, which I believe Juice Robinson is dealing with appendicitis, if I remember correctly, and ended up being stripped of the titles. So there will be a there will be a singles match for the vacant title, and it will be Will Ospreay versus Sonata. Sonata returned from injury, so him and Will Ospreay will battle for that title. Oh man, this was really, really hard to pick at first. But you know what? As crazy as this sound, I'm going to go with Will Ospreay. I think finally he's going to overcome the odds, the shenanigans, the conspiracy theories. And I think Ospreay's going to win and become the United States heavyweight champion. So I'm picking Will Ospreay. Although it would not surprise me if Sonata won, mainly because, I mean, he did have the title before and had to vacate it due to injury. So they might put the title back on Sonata, but I'm pulling for Will Ospreay. I'm pulling for Will Ospreay. And then we got the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship as the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, will defend against Switchblade Jay White. I am going to pick Okada. I think Okada retains, and then we end up seeing Okada with the title at Forbidden Door. Not only that, Hangman Adam Page recently called out Okada. And not only that, Adam Cole came out. Either of those matchups I'd love to see, but I would really rather see Okada versus Adam Cole more than Okada versus Hangman Adam Page. But I believe one way or another we will see Okada at Forbidden Door for sure. I'm banking on it. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they don't have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line. That's kind of a bummer. I mean, I know they don't have the junior tag titles on the line, but I would have thought they would have had the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line at Dominion. That's a bummer. Oh well. Still a pretty solid card though. It's still a pretty solid card. Could be better, but still a pretty solid card. But yeah, that's your card for NJPW's Dominion at Osaka-jo Hall. Let's see. Let's switch to CyberFight Festival 2022. CyberFight Festival 2022. This is a show that combines DDT, Pro Wrestling Noah, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and Gambare Pro Wrestling. So they usually do this once a year. But yeah, this will be in Saitama, Japan at the Saitama Super Arena. There are 14 matches on this card. 14. So let's see what we got here. We have a tag team match, Muscle Sakai and Yukio Naya versus Soma Takao and Kazuki Hirata. Don't know any of these folks. Muscle Sakai sounds like a cool name. I'm going to go with that team. Muscle Sakai and Yukio Naya. I'm picking them to win. I'm not familiar with them, but I'm picking them to win. All right, we got ourselves a 10-woman tag team match. 10-woman tag team match. Foxy Wolf, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Kid Bandit forever, LOL. I just recently became a Kid Bandit fan after attending my first DPW show. Kid Bandit, whew, they are a beast. And then just recently saw Kid Bandit at John, good to see you. Good to see you. I keep forgetting your YouTube name. But do you enjoy No Pressure? No Pressure was a lot of fun. They just announced their next show in that's going to be at the Durham Armory I think it's July 10th. I might try to make it to that, but I'm gonna wait to see what the card looks like. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time to see what the card looks like, or just to see what matches they start to announce. But yeah, Durham Armory, July 10th. Should be good. Should be good though. That is second Sunday in July, I believe. I think that's second Sunday in July. I have to look at the calendar. But oh, you'll be there? Okay, right on, right on. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it. I'm gonna definitely try to make it. But yeah, DPW, they've been killing it. They've been killing it. Let's see. 10-woman tag team match. We got on one side Hyper Misao, Yuki Aino, Raku, Palm Harujuku, and Haruna Neko versus Nao Katakuda, Mahiro Kuryu, Moka Miyamoto, Arisa Endo, and Kaya Toribani. I'm gonna have to go with Hyper Misao's team. I think Hyper Misao's team has this one in the bag. Okay, and then we have a 6-person tag team match. Eruption, made up of Yukio Sakaguchi, Saki Akai, and Hideki Okatani versus Ken Okam, Yuna Manase, and Mizuki Watase. I don't know any of these folks. I'm going to go with the Eruption team. Just because that team sounds cool. Let's see. We got a tag team match. We got Kenya Okada and Kai Fujimura versus Toi Kojima and Yuya Kuroku. I'm gonna go with Toi Kojima and Yuya Kuroku. I'm gonna go with that team. All right. And then we have another 6. We got a 6-woman tag team match, which is Juria Nagano, Maki Ito, and Miyu Yamashita, who we just recently saw at DPW, going up against Hikaru Noah, Suzume, and Yuki Arai. Ooh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one, actually. Oh man, this is actually a tough one. Because I like Hikari Noah, I like Yuki Arai. They're both very strong. But then again, Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita. Oh man, this is a tough one. I gotta go with my girl. Gotta go with the pink striker, Miyu Yamashita and Maki Ito and Juria Nagano. I gotta go with my girl. Gotta go with my girl. All right. Let's see. We got an 8-person tag team match. Jeez, a lot of tag team matches in this. Okay, I see you. We got the Pheromones, made up of Yuki Sexy Ino, Yumihito Fantastic Imanari, and Danshoku Dandy Dino. Oh, geez, he's wrestling. Oh God. Ew. And Akito versus Shinya Aoki, Sanshiro Takaki, and Yumiko Hota and Kendo Kashin. I remember Danshoku Dino. Oh God. I'm gonna go with the second team, the Akito team. I'm gonna go with that team. Yeah. Wow. Next up, we have a fatal 4-way for the Princess of Princess Championship. Oh, snap. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Correction. This is a fatal 4-way match for a shot at the Princess of Princess Championship. So this is for the number 1 contendership for the Princess of Princess Championship. It will be Rika Tatsumi versus Mizuki versus Yuki Kamifuku and Miyu Watanabe. Ooh, that's an interesting 4. Hey, Bushin Ryu Cat. Good to see you. Just finished up work. What's good? Oh, doing really well. Just recently started this stream, but been doing really good. It's been an all right weekend. But for the most part, it's been good. How have you been? Um, so Fatal Four Way for number one contendership: Rika Tatsumi, Mizuki, Yuki Kamifuku, and Miyu Watanabe. This is tough. This is tough. I like Rika Tatsumi. Mizuki, of course, one half of the Magical Sugar Rabbits with Yuka Sakazaki. Yuki Kamifuku, she's okay. And Miyu Watanabe, I haven't seen a lot of Miyu Watanabe. Uh Personally, I think it's gonna come down to between Rika Tatsumi and Mizuki. Oh man. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Um, Geez, this is a tough one to pick. I'm going to say Rika Tatsumi. Although it would not surprise me if Mizuki won. But I'm going to go ahead and say Rika Tatsumi becomes new number one contender. But that should be a great match. I'm looking forward to that. That should be a really, really great match. Okay, and then we got another 10-person tag team match. We got a 10-man tag. Suguria Gun, made up of Takashi Sugiura and Kazuyuki Fujita, Masa Kitamiya, Daiki Inaba, and Shuhei Taniguchi versus Unbreakable Michael Elgin, Seguri Guns, El Hijo de Wagner, Dr. Wagner Jr., Rene Dupree, and Timothy Thatcher, and Simon Gotch. Ooh. Simon Gotch. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Interesting. Interesting. You know what? I'm going to go with Unbreakable Michael Elgin's team. And that's right. Timothy Thatcher just made an appearance in Pro Wrestling Noah. Yeah, I'm going to go for that team. Totally going to go for that team. Jason, there's so much wrestling this weekend, but I only need two things from you when you finish the rundown. Yeah, go ahead and post your two things. I'll answer them right away. Yeah, go ahead and post. Let's see. And then we got it. Okay, number one. Why was I so disappointed in Miyu Yamashita's debut at AEW Dark? She could have done better. Well, I mean, one, it didn't really help that she was paired with Sky Blue, going up against Nyla Rose and Serena Deeb. I mean, it's kind of an unbalanced team. Or it's an unbalanced matchup. So, I mean, I thought Miyu Yamashita did well, but the thing is, I mean, she was on the losing side because, I mean, she was partnered with Sky Blue. So, I mean, I was upset that they lost, but I wasn't surprised because she was paired with Sky Blue. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know if you heard the news. Word is that there is interest in booking a Thunder Rosa versus Miyu Yamashita for the AEW Women's Championship. That could happen. That could happen. And please, what the heck's happening with Kota Ibushi? I heard he is eating a 2-month pay cut or something like that. Yeah, that whole situation was really weird, and there's no telling if we're gonna see him wrestle in an NJPW ring anytime soon. I mean, maybe we'll see him in the G1, but I'm skeptical. That was quite a mess. But maybe we'll see him in the G1, but I don't know. The G1 is next month, so we'll see. But that was a pretty weird, sticky situation. And by the way, I expected Nyla Rose to give her a good fight, but Miyu didn't use her speed at all. Well, I mean, she gave her the strikes. She gave her the strikes. I mean, if anything, I felt like she had to carry her and Sky Blue in that match. I mean, could it have been better? Absolutely. It definitely could have been better. But I mean, I personally, I just felt like she really didn't have a chance because of the fact that it's her and Sky Blue against, Nyla Rose and Serena Deeb, which, is the much more powerful team. I do kind of get where you're coming from, though. I do get where you're coming from, but could she have been showcased better? Could Miyu Yamashita have been showcased better? Yes, I agree. I didn't like the fact that they didn't let her come out to her theme. LOL, you're not quite a fan of Sky, are you? Oh, I don't mind Sky Blue. I'm just going mainly based on how her booking has been. Now, don't get me wrong. I was really happy to see that she was on the winning side when she teamed up with Yuka Sakazaki and Riho. That was cool. But typically Sky Blue is booked to lose. That's my only thing. I like her. I definitely like her. It's just lately she's usually booked to lose. So when I saw that she was getting teamed up with Miyu Yamashita going up against Nyla Rose and Serena Deeb, I immediately was thinking, yeah, they're probably going to lose. And she's probably going to eat the pin, which that's what ended up happening. But no, I like Sky Blue. I'm glad that she's there. I'm glad that they signed her. I just hope I would like to see her get booked a little bit better, just a little bit better, just a little bit better. And she's dating Dante Martin, so I thought that's pretty cool. She's dating Dante Martin, but yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind Sky Blue. I like Sky Blue, but it was an honor to meet Miyu Yamashita at DPW. I definitely was such an honor and a privilege meeting her. She speaks great English, and Miyu Yamashita, meeting her in person, that is a gorgeous woman. Ooh, Miyu, that is a gorgeous woman. Foxy Wolf says, who would win? Bojack versus Tankman. Your thoughts, please. Oh, that is tough. That is tough. That is tough. Honestly, with the fight that Diego Hill and Matt Cross put up, you know, honestly, that might get booked to a time limit draw. Foxy Wolf, that could actually end in a time limit draw. Like it's just, it could legit go either way. it could go either way. But that's a tough one. They might need to book that soon. Now that you mention that, they probably should book that soon. Bushin Ryu Cat says, thanks, Jason. Miyu is so fan friendly. Yes, absolutely. She loved her fans at DPW, and she also wrestled at Prestige. I think she had a good tour of the States. You know, she got mad paid, especially with her merch sales. She got mad paid. Last thing, are you looking forward to a Toni Storm Athena matchup? That would be 5 stars. Toni Storm and Athena. Oh, sign me up. Sign me up. And I hope Athena dethrones Jade Lamegill. But yes, I would love a Toni Storm Athena matchup. Definitely, that's main event worthy. So, but you know what else I would like? I would like Jamie Hayter. I would like Mayu Iwatani to come to the States and give Jamie Hayter a shot at the SWA championship. The same SWA championship that Jamie Hayter never lost. She had to vacate it due to travel restrictions and COVID. I think she deserves a match. 2 powerhouses going all out. Yeah. Exactly. Like, that could really go either way. Really could go either way. But I'm under the expectation that Mayu Iwatani will eventually bring that SWA title to the States. And I think Jamie Hayter would be the perfect opponent. At least one of them. At least one of them. And who knows? At some point in time, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a bold prediction. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. At some point before it's all said and done, I strongly believe we are gonna get the reunion of Freedom back in Stardom. Who am I talking about when I say Freedom? Of course, Mayu Iwatani, Kairi Hojo, or Kairi Sane, or Kairi, and Io Shirai. I think at some point before it's all said and done and either one or all of them retires, whatnot, we're going to get a Freedom reunion in Stardom. Bet. I think you meant Jade Gargle. Dang, that was savage. Nice one. I see what you did there. Oh man, that was savage. But let's see. Where were we? Oh, here we go. So 8-person tag match. Disaster Boxes, Hiroshima, Naomi Yoshimura, and the CDK of Chris Brooks and Masahiro Takanashi versus 37 Kamina, which is Shunma Katsumata, Yuki Ueno, and Mao, and Asuka. And what I mean by Asuka, that's Vinny. Asuka / Vinny. I really like Vinny / Asuka. I like her. So you know what? I'm gonna pull for Asuka's team. Asuka / Vinny. I'm gonna pull for her team. All right, and then we got another 6-man tag match. We got Rob Van Dam, RVD, and Stinger, made up of Hayata and Yoshinari Ogawa, versus Kaito, Kiyomiya, Daisuke Harada, and Yohei. You know I got to go with RVD, just solely because he's there and at this event. So you know I got to go with RVD. I got a chance to meet RVD. Funny guy. So I'm going to go with RVD's team. We got another 6-man tag match. Wow, this is loaded with 6 and 8 and 10-man tag matches. Goodness gracious. Foxy Wolf says RVD win. Yeah, good call. Good call. We got Burning featuring Tetsuya Endo and Jun Akiyama. Ooh, that should be good. And Kazusada Higuchi versus Katsuhiko Nakajima, Toshi Kotoge, and Yoshiki Inamura. I got to go with Team Burning. I got to go with Team Burning. Bushin Ryu Cat says, poor Asuka, WWE one. Can't get a break. I'd let her team up with Cody Rhodes because he knows how to put people over. Well, I know she lost the triple threat, but you gotta admit, I went back and watched that Hell in a Cell Raw Women's title match. Asuka looked very strong in that match, and Asuka has been quite showcased very well since returning from injury. She's been in the Raw main event a couple of times. I feel like she's been showing a lot more agility recently since her return. So, I mean, if anything, my big thing with Asuka, I just hope that she finally gets her WrestleMania moment. I mean, we got to wait till next year, but I hope she gets her WrestleMania moment, get that big WrestleMania victory that she never has gotten, because pretty much, let's be honest, Asuka's pretty much WWE Hall of Fame worthy as of now with what she's done so far in her WWE career. Let's just keep it a buck. So I think add a WrestleMania victory to her notch, and she could leave the WWE right after that. She's pretty much done all there is for her to do, except for the WrestleMania victory. As soon as she does that, she's good. Let's see. We got a singles match. Kenoa versus Daisuke Sasaki. It's a no disqualification match. I'm gonna go with Daisuke Sasaki. Although that should be a good match. That should be a really good match. And, we got the Princess of Princess Championship on the line as the big kaiju, the champion, Shoko Nakajima, will defend against my girl, the magical girl, one half of the magical sugar rabbits, Yuka Sakazaki. This is tough because actually the last time Yuka Sakazaki became Princess of Princess Champion, she defeated Shoko Nakajima to win that title. But you know what? I love both of these ladies, but I think the big kaiju is going to retain. So I'm picking Shoko Nakajima, but that should be a really good match. That should be a really good match. And then main event, we got a singles match for the GHC Heavyweight Championship as Go Shiozaki defends against Mr. Cozy Lariat himself, Satoshi Kojima. This should be really good. Should be hard-hitting, really good. But I'm picking Go Shiozaki to retain the GHC Heavyweight Championship. But, wow. What a card we have. And it looks like the first 3 matches are pre-show matches. So the tag team, 10-woman tag, and the 6-person tag, those first 3 matches are pre-show matches. I'm just now looking at it. So 14 total matches, 3 of them are pre-show matches. Still a lot of matches. But wow. CyberFight Festival 2022. Oh, one other thing, just to backtrack a little bit back to Stardom. I got to go back to this. Stardom is making quite a lot of noise. First off, Stardom will be having, for the first time ever, a steel cage match. There will actually be 2 steel cage matches. We're gonna have Tam Nakano versus Natsupoi. That should be really good. And we're going to have hold on, let me pull it up because I want to make sure I get this right. So yeah, Tam Nakano and Natsupoi will be a cage match. Yeah, that's a cage match. June 26th. And then the other cage match will be, found it. Will be Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, and Koguma versus Utami Hayashishita, Saya Kamitani, and Azumi. And this is, the June 26th Stardom Fight in the Top show. So, yeah, 2 steel cage matches. First time ever in Stardom history, a steel cage match. So, looking forward to that. Bushin Ryukat says, did Yuka earn that title shot? How about giving Mei Suruga a title shot versus Shoko? Well, I would totally be down for Mei Suruga getting a title shot, especially with the match she had against Azumi for the high speed title, which is one of my match of the year candidates. I don't know exactly how Yuka earned that shot. Yeah, I'm not sure because I know Yuka, she's been busy back and forth between Japan and the States because she's been wrestling it for AEW quite frequently lately. So actually, Bushin Ryukat, that's a good question. That is a legit question. So, but yeah, Mei Suruga was excellent in her match against Azumi. But yeah, I'm looking forward to these 2 cage matches. And I fully expect Mayu Iwatani to dive off the top of a cage. But the steel cage matches will have escape rules. So just like, the regular steel cage match, you got to escape, I guess, through the door or over the top of the cage. So definitely looking forward to that. Also, the Colors freelance stable have now joined Cosmic Angels. That's right. They had a loser joins the winning unit match recently where Cosmic Angels got the victory. And Cosmic Angels, assured that they can keep the Colors name. And then they will be pretty much merged together with Cosmic Angels, but they'll fight together. They can still do their Colors thing, which I believe is probably just going to end up being a subunit of Cosmic Angels. But yeah, Cosmic Angels now has 7 members. So yeah. About that cage match, I saw the conference with Jumbo Princess. Oh yeah, Himeka and Mina. They should have a cage match too. Oh, Mina Shirakawa and Himeka. I'd be down. I'd totally be down. I'm still hoping at some point the Jumbo Princess gets a singles title run. I think she's been overdue for a singles title run. I hope she gets it at some point. And I'm also hearing that Kairi, which I kind of predicted a while back, apparently Kairi wants a shot at the white belt at the Wonder of Stardom Championship currently held by Saya Kamitani. I had a feeling. I just knew it. I knew that at some point Kairi was probably going to get booked for one more title run before she calls it quits from Stardom. I had that feeling. I had that feeling. So I am not surprised that she's interested in challenging for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. I don't know if they will have Saya Kamitani, who's been killing it right now, as Wonder of Stardom champion. She has been dominating and been impressing and just wowing me. Do you book her over Kairi? That would be quite the passing of the torch if she successfully defended and defeated Kairi. That would be a big passing of the torch for Saya Kamitani, the Golden Phoenix. Although I do at some point still want a singles match between Saya Kamitani and Kota Ibushi. I really do hope that happens. But we shall see. And not only do we have these cage matches in Stardom, but November 20th will be the first ever New Japan Pro Wrestling Stardom collaboration show. That's right, a joint card of both New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom on November 20th at the new Ariake Arena. That is exciting news. And I'm telling y'all, it's only a matter of time. We're getting ready to see Forbidden Door later this month with AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Give it time. We're going to see AEW Stardom collab. Just give it time. It's going to happen. It might not be until next year, but it's going to happen. And Lord willing, when it does, I'm going to try my best to go to that show, wherever it's at. I've been wanting to go to a Stardom show so badly, but I will settle for a collab show. I'll settle for a collab show. So I'm looking forward to it. Bushin Ryucast says, if Kairi loses, I'd see her doing a short stint in at AEW. They gave Miyu a shot, and I know TK wants to jab it to Vince. That's tough. And here's why. Supposedly the word is, I think Kairi doesn't have any plans to return to the States, but at any point in time, that could change. That could change. But word is, from what I've heard, is that Kairi wants to stay in Japan, has no desire to come back to the States, but I could be wrong. Time to get some sleep. Take care, everybody. Hope to see you at the next DBW match, my dear friend. Also, Cowboy Bebop, all-time favorite anime. And this is one of 19 Cowboy Bebop shirts I have. But I think there would be quite a big pop if Kairi did appear in an AEW ring. I think it would be a huge pop. So I will say that if she did appear in AEW, I believe she would get a huge pop. For sure. I hope she considers it, but we'll have to see. But I would totally be fine with Kairi appearing in AEW. And like I said, for Miyu Yamashita to get a shot at the AEW Women's World Title, I would love to see that. Totally love to see that. But yeah. Good night, John. Good to see you. Okay. So, we've gone over CyberFight Festival. We've gone over NJPW Dominion. So AEW. Actually, you know what? Before I go to AEW, let me go ahead and get this out of the way while it's on my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way while it's on my mind because I am still angry about it. WWE Shame on y'all for how dirty y'all are doing Xia Li. What the heck are y'all doing to Xia Li? You know, it's already bad enough. You bring her to the main roster in October of last year. She finally doesn't appear until December. And this is like only like her second or third match televised. And you feed her to a returning Lacey Evans in a Money in the Bank qualifier match that only lasted 3 minutes. And you just bury Xia Li. Not only that, Lacey Evans been gone this long and she still uses the woman's right. Are you freaking kidding me? Really? Y'all are going to do Xia Li dirty like that? She can barely even get a match. Barely any TV time. Had her booked strong on NXT. She was doing great on NXT. Should have kept her there. She was being booked great on NXT. And you bring her to the main roster. Can't even barely get a match. Money in the Bank, and you have her pretty much job in 3 minutes to a returning Lacey Evans. Her return match, and you feed her Xia Li. I don't understand it. You put me in a bad spot, Jason. I love Lacey Evans, so I want Lacey to get the push, but Xia Li deserves a good storyline too. Like, I'm all good for a Lacey Evans return, but you sacrifice another star that they were supposedly building up as the protector. Shoot. It's like she went from being the protector to the victim. And then with Lacey Evans, like, you do all that story buildup. I mean, she comes back after all that time away, and she still does the women's right. Like, she couldn't have come up with a better finisher than just a knockout punch. Come on now. She has like the cheesiest finisher. It's just a punch. We've already seen enough of that from the Big Show. The whole entire time, and the woman's right is still her finisher. It's a punch. It's a punch. It's I mean, it was already bad enough when Wade Barrett did the bullhammer elbow. It's already bad enough that Jericho does that Judas effect. But Lacey Evans, which she's been part of the WWE for a good long while now. I mean, she debuted through the Mae Young Classic, but she still uses the women's right. Like, come on. They got to give her a better finisher. Especially with this being like her second stint since coming back from, taking time off to have another baby. But you have to at least admit they could have given her a better finisher. Like, they should have changed her finisher. Like, seriously, they should have changed her finisher. Like, I mean, at least Aaliyah has at least had a couple of matches. I mean, I would have been okay if she took the fall against Lacey Evans, but not Xia Li. not Xia Li. I just that booking just doesn't make sense to me. Just the idea of sacrificing her so Lacey Evans gets her shot, which I'm hearing a lot of people predict that Lacey Evans is going to win Money in the Bank, win the title from Ronda Rousey, and then drop it back to Charlotte. But there's no telling when Charlotte will be back. But she's a married woman, so we'll see what happens. But I was just really, really disappointed with that. And then not only that, but okay, I'm gonna say this. I like Cody. I like Cody Rhodes. I've met Cody Rhodes. And I know a lot of people, have different views on this. Let's keep it real. Cody Rhodes had no business wrestling that match at Hell in a Cell. No business. I mean, pride is pride and whatnot. Cody had no business wrestling that match at Hell in a Cell. I'm just keeping it real. Dude already tore a pectoral muscle. Whole half of his side of his chest looked like salami. Not to mention, it got worse because now it's going all up through his arm. And then not only that, he ends up winning. So he beats Seth Rollins 3 times. One with a torn pectoral, and then they just write him off the following night on Raw with that sledgehammer attack. Like, what was the whole point? Lucian Ryuka says, you're right. It was a bad standard to set. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I can admire, injuries that happen during a match and they're able to finish the match. I mean, I understand you got to call an audible, have to end the match early. So be it. I mean, injuries happen. But it's like he had the injury way before the match. It was during, his workout, tore his pec during a workout. Like, you got to use better judgment. Your health comes first. There's a reason why Superman is a fictional character. Like, I love Cody, but it's like, dude, that was a dumb decision. That was a dumb decision. And now, supposedly, he's going to be out for 9 months. And, it got worse because it went up into his arm. Just tore. That tendon torn right off the bone. Went up into his arm. And now he's going to be out for about 9 months. Shoot. When you see that Becky Lynch had a 24/7 title match with Dana Brooke, that says something. That says something. Becky Lynch, ooh, man. I feel for her. I definitely feel for her. But you know something? I got to be honest with y'all. The big, gigantic swerve of Finn Balor being part of Judgment Day and them kicking out Edge, I got to give WWE credit. I did not see that coming, and that was a big shock. That was a ginormous shock. It was so weird that happened, especially being right after Judgment Day got the victory at Hell in a Cell. Like, and then they turn around and Finn Balor joins Judgment Day and they exile and just beat down and destroy Edge. Like, wow. I honestly, I give WWE credit on that one. I did not see that coming. I think tons and tons of people did not see that coming. And that's the first time in a long time that WWE did something that legit shocked the mess out of me. In a good way. In a good way. Like, but now it makes me wonder, like how did they move forward from this? Because I mean, Edge is, presumably out. You now have Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest. Like, is it still going to be called Judgment Day? Or are they going to change the theme? Because I mean, the theme, started off with, you think you know me, you never did, from Edge. So they're going to have to change that. What happens with AJ Styles? Like, is AJ Styles gonna be involved? Like, you know what I mean? Liv Morgan. Like, this changes. This changes quite a lot of things. So it just makes me wonder what they're gonna do with this new Judgment Day. Out with Edge and with Finn Balor. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. And speaking of Rhea Ripley, she won a fatal 4-way to challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. So she gets a Raw Women's title shot. Cedric Alexander squashed again. Poor Cedric Alexander. That's freaking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Let's see. Roxanne Perez, also known as Roxy, is your women's breakout tournament champion. So she's going to be getting a title shot, which I'm pretty sure she's going to be the one to dethrone Mandy Rose. I'm calling it. Totally calling it. Apollo Crews returned to NXT, and he got quite a big pop from the crowd. And it looks like we're going to be seeing perhaps a future title match between Braun Breaker and Apollo Crews for that NXT championship that Apollo Crews never was able to win. I think he had one title shot back when Finn Balor had the title, but Apollo Crews never won that title. So, you know what? I think him returning to NXT, I think was a good move. I think Apollo Crews can make a lot of noise in NXT 2.0. I think it was a good move. Get him reestablished in NXT 2.0, and thank God they dropped the Nigerian accent. I'm so glad that he dropped that accent. But yeah, gotta give credit. That was a good move by WWE. Apollo Crews back in NXT 2.0. I gotta give it to him. That was a good move. That's what's up. Then, of course, he had a match teamed up with Solo Sikoa. They defeated Grayson Waller and Carmelo Hayes. So that was just really cool to see. And he got a great reception from the crowd. So, hey, hope it goes well with Apollo Crews in NXT 2.0. I saw that Meiko Satomura had a great title defense against Ivy Nile in NXT UK. So that was really cool. But I'm pretty sure they're going to keep the title on Meiko until either Aoife Valkyrie or Blair Davenport returns, probably more so Blair Davenport. I think once she returns, I think she ends up dethroning Mako. That's what I think. But Mako's had a pretty good run so far. I'll give her that. She's had a pretty good run so far. And like I said, SmackDown started the Money in the Bank qualifiers, which Drew McIntyre and Sheamus ended in a no contest, which, how the heck are you going to have a Money in the Bank qualifying match that ends in a no contest? Like, what kind of what kind of mess is that? A Money in the Bank qualifying match that ends in a no contest. That's really stupid. That is really stupid. But we know Lacey Evans qualified for the women's Money in the Bank after she pretty much squashed Xia Li. Then Shotzi got destroyed by Ronda Rousey. And Gunther is your new Intercontinental Champion after defeating Ricochet. Poor Ricochet. But you know what? Hopefully with Gunther as Intercontinental Champion, hopefully some sort of prestige gets restored for that title and he actually has a good, legit title run. Then I'll be happy. But it remains to be seen. But if they did that, then I'll be happy. Okay. And then to finish off, AEW. So, a new championship has been introduced in AEW in the form of the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. And there is a tournament for this title, and the belt looks really cool. The belt has a couple of different flags on there. They got the Canadian flag on there, the Japanese flag, the U.S. flag, I think Mexico, United Kingdom. They got a couple of different flags on that belt, and it's a beautiful looking belt, and it looks like about the same size as the main AEW World Championship. But this title got introduced, and the interesting thing in the tournament, they had one of their qualifiers already. So the tournament was you have Malachi Black, Penta Obscuro, Ethan Page, Miro, Buddy Matthews, and Pac. And then two more spots that'll be New Japan Pro Wrestling entries. And the way this is going to work is these four matches, the winners of these four matches will go on to face each other in a fatal four-way at Forbidden Door to crown the inaugural All-Atlantic Champion. Bushin Ryu Cat says the AAC title looks better than the WWE IC title. Yeah, bro. I'm not really that big of a fan of the current IC title. I'm not really a fan of the current IC title. I like the white belt. I like the white Intercontinental Championship title. That's my favorite version of that title. But yeah, this All-Atlantic Championship looks pretty cool. But we did have one of the qualifiers in a first-time match, Buddy Matthews versus Pac, for the first time ever, and it was excellent. Could have been longer, but it was still a great match, and of course, Pac got the win. So Pac is the first entrant for the Fatal 4-Way. The other matchups, we got Ethan Page versus Miro. That should be good. We got Penta Obscuro versus Malachi Black. And like I said, the other two competitors will be New Japan Pro Wrestling, but they haven't been announced yet. They haven't been announced. But yeah, definitely looking forward to see who ends up being the final four. And then Dynamite had a battle royale, a casino battle royale, to determine who would go on to face Jon Moxley in the main event, where the winner of the main event goes on to Forbidden Door to fight for the interim AEW World Championship. And you know what? This was a very interesting battle royal. So we had the first group. The first group was Darby Allin, Tony Nese, Daniel Garcia, Lance Archer, and Eddie Kingston. The second group was Absolute Ricky Starks, Jake Hager, Ray Phoenix, Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee. The third group was John Silver, Konosuke Takeshita, Max Caster, and the Gun Club. And then the final group was Powerhouse Hobbs, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Dante Martin, and Wheeler Yuta. Mia, love the shirt. Oh, thank you. All-time favorite anime, Cowboy Bebop. This is one of 19 Cowboy Bebop shirts that I own. So, good stuff. And then the Joker ended up being Andrade El Idolo. Now, a couple of key things happened. First off, pretty much Swerve Strickland turned heel in the process, eliminating both Keith Lee and Darby Allin. That's right. Darby Allin, one of Swerve's close friends, and Keith Lee, one of his more recent friends. And Swerve eliminated both of them in that match. So pretty much Swerve has turned heel. Like, without a doubt, he turned heel. And when it was all said and done, the final two came down to Kyle O'Reilly and Wheeler Yuta. And it was close. It was very, very close. But Kyle O'Reilly got the victory, won the Casino Battle Royale to seal his spot in the main event to take on Jon Moxley. Now, most of y'all know I'm a big Kyle O'Reilly fan. I'm a big Red Dragon fan. And a lot of folks that I talked to are pretty disappointed with Kyle O'Reilly winning this Casino Battle Royale, like compared to others. But let me once again remind folks. Y'all do remember that Kyle O'Reilly is a former ROH world champion. He's won the big one before. So he's very capable. Say what y'all want. That man is capable of being AEW world champion if it came down to it. He is very capable. He did it in ROH. Why can't he do it in AEW? I'm just saying. Pardon me. But he did it in ROH. Why can't he do it in AEW? But that's just me. It was good to see Will Ospreay made his AEW debut with United Empire. I thought that was pretty cool. Then, of course, he had a match with United Empire on Rampage going up against Trent Beretta and FTR, which was a good match. Really, really good match. Dave Finlay went up against Hangman Adam Page. That was good. That was actually a pretty good match. Wardlow has to apparently Wardlow has to participate in a 1-on-20 security guard match which is just like I don't know why you would make that an option after you've seen him just mop the floor with a whole bunch of the different security folks. Like, why would you entertain that if you've already seen him do that a bunch of times? Why would you even suggest that match? It's crazy. Really, really crazy. But he made it plain and clear that he wants to challenge for the TNT Championship. And he wants to hold off on going for the world champion until CM Punk returns. Because he would rather fight CM Punk than any interim champion, whatnot. Gotta give a shout out to Thunder Rosa. She successfully defended her AEW Women's World Championship against Marina Shafir, the problem Marina Shafir. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then main event, Swing Nut 28. Hey, afternoon from Australia, brother. Good afternoon. Good, technically good morning because it's past midnight here, but good morning from North Carolina. But Kyle O'Reilly had quite an awesome match with Jon Moxley. And of course I was pulling for Kyle O'Reilly, but I mean, let's keep it a buck. They weren't going to put him over Jon Moxley, as much as I hate to admit it. So, Jon Moxley will await the winner between Hiroki Goto and Hiroshi Tanahashi at Forbidden Door. I mean, let's keep it real. As much as I want Goto to win, it ain't happening. I mean, he might win and make it to Forbidden Door, but I don't see him defeating Moxley for the interim title, to be honest with you. I mean, unless they actually have booking plans to have a New Japan Pro Wrestling talent hold a title and actually be in the States for a while, that could happen. That could happen as well. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that could happen as well. But I think they're just really, just little by little, trying to start building more of this Forbidden Door card for the end of June. And try to get, I guess, as much of the New Japan Pro Wrestling talent on there as possible. But one thing's for sure, I think we're at least going to see Okada. And I think we're going to get a Kenny Omega appearance. Not necessarily for a match. I think we're going to get a Kenny Omega appearance in general. I'm banking on that happening at Forbidden Door. Because it's such a big show and it's such a big deal for AEW. With this first ever collab show. Joint show with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I just expect it to be a really big deal. Especially after recently doing Double or Nothing. You know, usually there's quite a gap between pay-per-views for AEW, but the fact that they're doing Forbidden Door the month after Double or Nothing, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. But Bushin Ryu Cat mentioned Kota Ibushi. I really hope things get better for him and get back on track and that he'll return to the ring ASAP. Because one thing I would love to see, Kota Ibushi in AEW, I would love to see him go up against Malachi Black. That would be a banger of a match. Kota Ibushi versus Malachi Black? Oh, shoot. Sign me up. Sign me up for that. I would love to see that match. Shoot, I would love to see Katsuyori Shibata versus Malachi Black. Oh, man. Or Kenta versus Malachi Black. Shoot, I would go hard for that. But got a lot to look forward to. Like I said, this weekend, this Sunday, it's going to be jam-packed with pro wrestling. NJPW Dominion, CyberFight Festival 2022. And then the road to Money in the Bank continues, to AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. For Stardom, we got Fight in the Top to look forward to. We got a lot of wrestling to look forward to. And then for Stardom, in July, you got the start of the 5-star Grand Prix. For New Japan Pro Wrestling, you got the G1. Like, there's a lot to look forward to. A whole lot to look forward to. It's exciting. It's very exciting. So, I can't wait. We'll also have to see what ends up happening with the MJF situation. Apparently, his name's been, I guess, removed from the AEW commercials and stuff like that. And oh, snap, MJF's not even on the roster. MJF's not even on the roster right now. Oh, geez. Well, that's a big deal. That's a real big deal. Which AEW wrestler do you think will be in the G1? That is an excellent question. Personally, I would like to see, Bryan Danielson would be really cool. I would love to see him in the G1. I think that would rock. I would love to see Malachi Black. Keith Lee would be very unique. I would love to see them, like either one of them, in the G1. Barry Allen BG, hey, welcome to the stream. CM Punk, well, I don't think that's going to happen. CM Punk's out, though. CM Punk's out. He's out on injury. Nah, he wouldn't be available for the G1. So that's the only thing with that. He's still AEW World Champion, you know, because they're not going to have him relinquish the title. But yeah, that's the only thing with that, is he wouldn't be back in time for the G1. When is the G1? The G1 Climax, which is G1 Climax 32, starts July 16th. Starts July 16th and runs to August 18th. So nah, there's no way he would be recovered in time for that. No way. But yeah, July 16th. And that's going to be a crazy month because that's the same month as when Stardom's 5-star Grand Prix starts. So Japan in general going to be busy. NJPW and Stardom, yeah, they're gonna be busy in July. Okay, so Stardom's 5-star Grand Prix starts in July, starts at the end of July. So the 5-star Grand Prix starts at the end of July and runs to October 1st. So the G1 Climax will start first. And the G1 Climax will finish first before the 5-star Grand Prix. Bushin Ryu Cat says, heading to bed too. If Hiromu Takahashi wins one more Best of Super Juniors, I riot. Good night, all. Well, I mean, they made history. I mean, he made 2 pieces of history. First one to ever win 3 New Japan Best of Super Junior Cups in a row. So he completed the hat trick, and he's the only one to win 4 of them. So, I mean, 2 pieces of history. It doesn't surprise me that they ended up doing that. But I do feel you. If he wins one more, I riot. Well, that's his specialty. That's his specialty. Best of Super Junior tournament. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of the Best Super Junior tournament. But yeah. We got a lot to look forward to. And let's see, I'm gonna keep this going for a little bit longer to take any more questions that anybody has. I also forgot to mention NJPW Strong High Alert is coming to my home state, North Carolina, specifically Charlotte, North Carolina, July 24th at the Grady Cole Center. I'm looking so forward to that. Looking so forward to that. So I can't wait. I got front row tickets to that. So just looking forward to the card and the finals for the newly created open weight tag team championships. So New Japan Pro Wrestling with a new championship in the form of the open weight tag team championships. Let me see if I can pull it up. 1 second. Oh, that's tournaments. Hold up. I'm just making sure I get the actual correct name. Strong open weight tag team championships. Yeah, that's their newest title. And the finals. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions to be crowned at High Alert. So I will actually be at that show. Miep says, love him, but he should move to heavyweight to replace Naito. You know what? Hiromu, I would think by now Hiromu could move up to heavy. Well, he's 194 pounds. So, I mean, I mean, it probably would make sense for him to eventually move up to. I'm back. Oh, no problem, Swing Nut. No problem. I mean, it would probably be cool if Hiromu moved up to heavyweight, but I mean, he's 194 pounds, though. So, I mean, but I mean, the weight limit for the IWGP 6'4", 123 kilograms. Why don't I challenge? Well, I mean, wait. You could challenge for Swing Nut. You could challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. You could challenge for that. So I mean, hey, go for that one. But yeah, apparently the weight limit for the junior title is 100 kilograms, which is 220 pounds. So F that. I'd have to fight Mix. Oh, fight Mox. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, shoot. He might be becoming interim AEW champion, which I mean, that would be quite the ordeal. When time CM Punk returns, that's the deciding match to unify the titles. CM Punk versus John Moxley. I mean, that's probably what's going to end up happening, because I don't see AEW putting the interim title on a New Japan Pro Wrestling star, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Uh Full shoot, bro. I can't fight that guy. I don't like glass and fire. Yeah, shoot. But if you had to choose between him and Nick Gage, who would you deal with, Swing Nut? If you had to choose between those two. Barry Allen says, "Do you think CM Punk is not good anymore?" Oh, I like CM Punk. I definitely like CM Punk. Um, you know, I just wish we could see CM Punk versus Kenta. I wish we could see CM Punk versus Kenta. That needs to happen before CM Punk ever calls it quits or whatnot. CM Punk versus Kenta needs to happen. I'd kick the f out of Nick Gage. Oh, really? Oh snap! Oh snap! Just watch out for them fluorescent light bulbs and forks and mouse traps and all that. Or Okada. CM Punk versus Okada would be nice. CM Punk versus Okada would be nice indeed. Uh, Dang, Swing Nut. Ouch. But but yeah, CM Punk versus Kenta definitely needs to happen. And the possibilities of matchups are endless between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling, for sure. Um, I can't wait for Athena to dethrone Jade Lamegill. GTS versus GTS, indeed. That's what it's all comes down to. But I hope Athena dethrones Lame Cardgill. I hope Mayu Iwatani comes to AEW and gives Jamie Hayter a shot at the SWA title that she never lost. Um, I mean, I would love for the Motor City Machine Guns to make an AEW appearance. Because they're my all-time favorite tag team. Swing Nut, you like Jade? You like Jade Cargill? She just reminds me too much of Raka Khan 2.0. That's my thing with her. She reminds me too much of Raka Khan. But not only that, I'm excited for what they got coming up in Stardom. Steel cage match for the first time in Stardom history. There's going to be 2 of them at Fight in the Top. So looking forward to that. Kyrie eventually getting a shot at the Wonder of Stardom Championship. And I think I'm most likely going to check out Slammiversary. I think Impact Wrestling's got Slammiversary coming up. Actually, let me check to see when Slammiversary is. Slammiversary, hold up. Slammiversary, June 19th. Oh, that's next week. Old school TNA Raka Khan. Yeah, she. That's exactly who Jade Cargill reminds me of. But I do like seeing Stokely Hathaway paired with her. That I do love. That I definitely love, seeing her and Stokely Hathaway paired up. Kurt Angle's ex. Oh, wow. Yeah. But Slammiversary June 19th. I'll probably end up checking that out. Slammiversary is usually pretty big for Impact Wrestling. So I'm probably going to check that out. And like I said, once again with WWE, I'm really not excited about Money in the Bank. I don't like the whole idea behind Money in the Bank. I've never liked the idea behind Money in the Bank. I hate that Xia Li got fed and squashed to Lacey Evans for her return match. Made no sense for her to be fed to Lacey Evans. I don't like the fact that Lacey Evans still uses the woman's right. Swing Nut says OCW Outback Homecoming is next week. OCW, interesting. So even more pro wrestling to look forward to. There's a lot to look forward to. And like I said, I was at the recent DPW No Pressure show. Saw Miyuki Takase against Miyu Yamashita for the first time in pro wrestling history. Outback Championship Wrestling. Oh, right on. Right on. I like it. But and DPW, Deadlock Pro Wrestling, they've been killing it too. I highly recommend them. They've been killing it. So definitely give them a look. But yeah. That's pretty much all that I have. Like I said, covered quite a lot tonight. Like I said, Apollo Crews back in NXT, which I thought was a good move. Finn Balor now with Judgment Day and out with Edge. Cody Rhodes going to be missing 9 months of action. Roxanne Perez wins the women's breakout tournament. And like I said, will probably go on to dethrone Mandy Rose. So quite a bit's going on. But it's exciting. At least for, what NJPW and Stardom and AEW going on. I mean, WWE, but we'll see how things go. But I think that's going to do it for tonight's Pro Wrestling Talk. I want to thank everybody for coming through and chatting it up with me. And like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and do look forward to my recap videos for New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion as well as CyberFight Festival 2022. I'm going to do recap videos of those, so definitely keep an eye out. But it's been an honor and a pleasure coming on here for this episode of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will catch you on the flip side. Laters.